Why would you guys need that in like the USA or just the entire continent of America?
Because our country, it went from 98% white. Now it's like, I think,
When was the
60-ish
country ever
percent.
98%
Less than 50%.
I think you can search it up. It was 98% white.
Middle Easterners
I don't know
and
exactly.
Hispanics are counted
I don't know
as white in a
exactly
lot of
when,
census
dude. You want me to
data.
give you the
It was
year?
Highly
Native
speculative, but
Americans.
around 50%.
Yeah, and that's the 2%.
Yeah,
There was
I
always
don't
Native
really get that
Americans,
because
black people, Asian people, and then it
wait,
depends on what
That's
you
just
consider
not
white.
that's not true.
And-
Like
but then
that is
there were
after
always-
a certain.
No, there was always, and then
May-
it
may I
depends
just
on
That's
what
quickly,
not
like,
true.
white.
interject?
America was 98% white at its founding.
Only thing that makes
Well,
America
Yes, they
obviously.
had 5 people.
Okay,
That's
that's-
all you counted.
That's a
Right.
child. We
Well,
gotta
can I
ban
just quickly interject? I just want to say that Middle Easterns on the American census are considered white, and the average Hispanic is someone
True.
who is of a European ancestry. So America would always be majority
True, but
white
they're
people, no
different.
matter what.
That's completely not true, actually, because
Well,
you are
no.
correct that the census. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm just going to take your word that the census does count Middle Eastern as white people. First of all, that should be changed. That's my opinion. And second of all, just because Spanish people come from Spain does not mean like. Sure, that might be like 20-30% of their heritage, but most of them they have Native American genes.
Nah, most
Okay,
of
and
them
the Native Americans were.
Okay, but the
most
thing
of
is,
them
I'm
are
telling you
less
as
more like
someone who,
50 to
bro, can you turn off
60%.
your like notifications, please? I'm telling you as
Yeah,
someone
my
who
bad.
is Latin American that the most average like ethnic group here is someone who is of half European ancestry. So it's more than 20, it's 50.
I don't consider people that are 50% white to be white. So.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Well, that's you.
So
I
then
guess.
you're not really
Okay, so
pro
why
white
does
then.
white? No, I'm a purist white. I think that if you're over, I'll say 70-80% white, then I'd consider you white.
Oh,
That's you.
I think in
guess.
Because
rotation,
if
you
it's
can
50
tell
if it's
50%
50% white and
very
50% black, then why are you picking the white if the black is the same amount of the genes? I don't understand that.
because most people might do that because something to depend with like the culture they grew up. Like I'm also like I'm half Asian.
Do you think
and
that
I
most
lean
light skins
more
are in
towards my
black or
Asian
white culture?
Do I think light skins are black or white
It
culture?
depends on what
Is
they
that what
grew
you
up
Mike,
in.
which
I'm
what?
not gonna lie. And some white skins
Well,
are
On
like
average,
Logic.
okay,
Right.
we
Let's say
understand
Logic.
everybody.
like that dude's
Mhm.
I would consider him white, even though he says his dad is black. I don't know. It just depends.
Right, but
bro. It just depends on what you look like to me.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's pretty much what everyone says there. You know, that's just kind of like talking to a wall argument. You know, we're really not getting down to the meat and potatoes of what it means to inherently be pro or anti. Maybe June here. Welcome up, June. Maybe they can, accurately describe it.
I don't even consider being pro or anti-white. I mean, I don't consider like inherently saying like, oh, I want to support my own community as something inherently bad. It's just like pro when it comes to pro whiteness, it often just leads to hating on other minorities instead of just building your own community.
I don't give a shit.
I mean, we could talk about the reasons for. Oh, I'm now host.
There's no reason, like, if you say, oh, I'm pro-Asian, there's no reason for you to focus on, well, what's the black community doing? And I'm going to hate on them. It's like, bro, I thought you were pro-Asian, not anti-black. There's a difference, right?
Yeah, but I'm
I'm
anti-black.
You could, well, see, that's the problem,
Wait,
bro.
But I can give you. Can I explain to you at least? Can I give you my explanation for it?
Yes, go ahead.
If you look throughout history, there have basically only been two groups that have actually created civilization and advanced civilizations. Okay, if you look at sub-Saharan Africa, they did not have a written language. You know that graph that people like to throw around about like how all the wars happen in Europe and Asia, and how like white people always start all the wars? Do you know the reason for that?
What?
It's because the wars can't be recorded because there is no written language. Okay, and it's just a fact. If you look up an IQ map, sub-Saharan Africans have an average IQ of 70, whereas average European has an IQ of around 100.
I think that's pseudoscience, but we can address one thing at a time.
IQ?
We can. That's pseudoscience. Europeans, white Europeans, have been trying to claim that black people have the lowest IQ using skulls and using different genetic makeups, and they have been. This is since slavery, and
it's not pseudoscience, though. I mean, like, do you understand?
is pseudoscience.
Do you know
because
that you do understand that sub-Saharan Africans have literally less brain mass than white people?
It's
Like
not. It's
this is
that's
studied
pseudoscience.
effects.
It's pseudoscience.
No, it's not. They have 88
it was
cc's
used,
less
It was used
on
back in
average.
the 17th century to justify all the atrocities that white people were doing. To say like, oh, we're doing it, but it's because these people are less of a lesser intelligence, lesser human. They're subhuman. That was.
Well, I'll say this.
That was
I
the
don't agree
argument.
with slavery at all, and
but
I'm
hold
not a violent person.
Hold
I
on.
think that
Hold on. But when
Okay.
it comes to African history, there are records, there are recordings. Timbuktu was a library. You know what I'm saying? It was a library. There are recordings of fights, and I don't know why. I don't know why you think that the continent was somehow
Timbuktu
underdeveloped.
is not sub-Saharan Africa.
It is part of sub-Saharan Africa, actually. It is.
Wait,
No, it's
um,
Saharan
Kingdom.
Africa.
That's
Oh.
sub-Saharan.
I know
Well,
where
from
Mali is, bro.
Yeah, Mali, sub-Saharan Africa. It's part of the whole.
That's not true.
continuous-
That's Northern Africa.
No, Mali.
the
no, it's
empire,
not.
the
Mali is
kingdom of
literally
Mali
West
expanded.
African.
The kingdom of
Mali
Mali
is West
expanded from
African and the most.
the kingdom of
sorry.
Mali expanded from the Sahara, West Africa, to sub-Saharan Africa. What would be considered sub-Saharan Africa? That's everything, right?
Okay, but
And
the
Timbuktu
example
is
of
part of
Timbuktu.
that. That's part of it.
No, so Timbuktu is in the Sahara, bro.
It's in the, okay. Saying a library is geologically somewhere and saying that the influence of that place means that it's like
It
all
does
the knowledge
matter.
is concentrated only in that one place. It's spread. It
Because
spreads, right? Because that's
you
how knowledge
understand
works.
that North.
You work off something and then you bring it to another place. That's how things work, right? Can we agree on this?
Yeah, I mean, here's my thing. First of all, we can all agree that like 2,000 years ago, like most North Africans would pass as white.
Oh,
No.
In today's,
No.
okay,
Definitely not.
No.
Definitely
then
not.
you don't
You
Yeah,
don't
okay,
know
so
what
like
happened in that time period. Whoever said
2,000
that.
years ago.
That's crazy.
2,000 years ago, the average
Yeah,
the average Amazigh person would not pass.
Amazigh.
Amazigh, or what was this before the Arab conquest? Yeah, it was the Amazigh. No.
Yeah, wait,
No,
do you
no.
mean like 200 years ago? Then actually 200 years ago they'd probably still pass as white, and to this day they do pass as white.
200, not 2,000.
Modern
2000.
times, they're practically Arabs.
Arabs.
Well,
would,
that
not,
depends because there's
Native
because
North
like they
Africans.
come in a bunch of different skin color. I'm so sorry to like cut you off, the guy right next to me. I'm so sorry, but they come in like different like skin tones, like black people, brown people, white people, that indigenous North African group.
Mhm.
Anyways, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, and when it comes to West African history, the reason why people come up with this anti-blackness and anti-intellectual because they don't know anything about the history and don't know anything about like kingdoms and people from around that century,
Well,
from around that
I
part
do
of the
understand.
world. They don't. There's a lot of history and a lot of reasons why West Africa operates in the way it does, the way Central Africa operates in the way it does, South Africa, East Africa. There's a lot of history that comes with this. And
look, I have no problem.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I have no problem saying that. For example, Ethiopia had the first written Bible. Like, I have no problem. Egypt is a beautiful. Like, I have no problem with this. But my thing is, like, it is a fact that Sub-Saharan Africa never developed a written language. Okay, and why is that?
Huh? We can look this up because
I mean, if you look it up, it'll.
Let's see. Let's look this up because we could speak all day, but Sub-Saharan.
It's probably gonna give you two examples, and both of them are like icons. They're not even like it's not like an actual
icon is a written language. Would be a written language, right?
I mean a like.
Africa
would you call cave? Would you? And I'm not saying this like in a demeaning way. Would you say that cave paintings are a written language?
It could be. It's the start of a written language. Like hieroglyphics, I would say that would be a written language.
It's a written language,
100%. I would.
I'm just saying
cave paintings would using pictures. That's all language is. It's just a picture or a symbol to depict something. You know what I'm saying? Like let's look this up. We looked this up. Sub-Saharan Africa poses a rich, diverse history of indigenous and adapted written systems, countering myths of pre-colonial illiteracy. See, this is the this is why I'm talking about the pseudoscience, right? And let me tell you this,
Uh-huh.
like I said before, I don't care if somebody wants to be pro-white, pro-black, pro-Asian. Like I said,
Uh,
like I said before, I'm not here to this. Like me, I like I like black people. I'm pro-black, right? Naturally, right?
mhm.
But I'm
I'm
not going to
pro-white.
use my
Yeah.
I'm not going to use my pro-blackness to be like, this is why white people are below me and beneath me, like, because I don't need to do that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to work on my
Yeah,
own
and
community. I don't need
let me say
but
that
let's
when I
okay.
say like I'm anti-black, I mean, look, everybody's an individual. I'm sure like the way that you're communicating, obviously you have like an 100 IQ, like your average IQ, like, you know what I mean? I understand that everybody is an individual, like 100%.
Mm,
But I'm talking about generally. If you want to look at something through a general view, which when a country has 330 million people, you need to do.
mm.
Generally, they have lower IQ. Okay, I don't fall for this BS that like everybody is born equal and then, you know, like because of economic circumstances, that's just not true. That's just not true.
Okay. I'm saying
Can I
I'm
make
saying
a
I'm
point?
okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a point earlier about like the whole thing about Africa. They have like a city in, I'm pretty sure, Nigeria, that like a Portuguese explorer found. So to say that they like never I guess evolved with like the rest of the continents is again just like racist. It
But
comes off
Okay.
very
but
Let-
this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say, like, I would advise you, when you're speaking about these things, look up neocolonialism, do research on these places. Do research on these places, because a lot of the things you're saying is just are pseudoscience. And
you
you
do
don't
understand you do understand that like we're past the like idea that like slavery was like a white thing and white people got black. Like we know
this is
that's
not
not
what I'm
true.
saying. This is not what I'm saying. I'm saying
I'm just making
do
sure that we have a
I'm
understanding of
I'm
that.
not saying I'm not saying
I'm up, by the way.
I'm saying I'm saying do research on the people that you're talking about when you try to speak on, because I just looked up pre-colonial this is a
He's
myth, right?
banned,
This is
by
a
the way.
pseudoscience made by pre-colonial people in colonial times to justify
He's banned.
colonization, right? Illiteracy, saying that, oh, these people don't have a written language. I just looked up sub-Saharan written languages, right? Gizi, this is
He's
in
banned.
Ethiopia. Parts of Ethiopia are
Let him
part
finish
of
his point.
sub-Saharan Africa. Nigeria, Nisibi, that language, that's a written language. Veya in Liberia, Mandi in Sierra Leone, and then there was also Arabic scripts used in Wolof and Hausa communities because they're probably mostly Muslim, right? This is I'm saying, to generalize and say all these people are so, because this is how I think, right? This is how I think in a scientific way, right? This is how I think. If a person or a group of people were so backwards and so destructive and so inept, right? And so they would naturally wipe themselves out, right? Because their brain would not be able to adapt, and their brain wouldn't be able to figure out ways to adapt to their surroundings. Their brains wouldn't be able to figure out ways to evolve
You're wrong.
or make
Well,
tools or
tribes are
buildings
still wrong on that.
or
How
forage
would
for
you
food.
know tribes?
Before you guys debate, can I
Contact the
make
tribes.
one point?
Wait, can you let
Uncontacted
Bree say
tribes.
something?
Uncontacted tribes is a good one. Uncontacted tribes,
Never
right?
mind.
Unlike, oh, sorry. Did you want to say something?
I just want to say one thing.
Yeah.
One thing, if that's okay. All I wanted to say, when he made that point about the cavemen, a lot of his points were very like biased, and I don't know where the hell he was getting it from, to be honest. But literally, so many linguists, such as Steven Pinker, for example, says that cavemen, when they were doing those like hieroglyphics and that literally was spoken, well, not spoken language, but language and a form of communication. If he knows what the word the definition of a word is literally like, it's where it's like constantly and almost directly referring to the object, like the referent. That's what Pinker says. So he was just not cooking. So I just think you don't even need to debate him.